Hi, I am Rahul Charles. Today we will discuss some of the topics in green engineering which is related to the subject sustainable and translational engineering. This is the outline of this presentation: green buildings, sustainable cities, sustainable urbanization, sustainable transport, green engineering, industrial ecology, industrial symbiosis. Now, the first topic, green building. Nowadays, we are all talking about going green. Why we are taking this principle, going green? Because we know at the current situation, Earth is simply not sustainable, which means over the years, we will begin to run out some certain natural resources that are needed in order for us to survive. So, the focus is mainly on the green principle. But here, green building. Mainly, green building is the practice of creating structures and using processes that are environmentally responsible and resource oriented or resource efficient throughout a building's life cycle, from siting to design, construction, operation, maintenance, renovation and deconstruction. That means simply the principle of sustainable is keeping from the beginning stage of the building to the end stage of the building. There are many definitions for green building. Normally, we can say that it is a building that preserves precious natural resources and improve the quality of life. So the purpose is to reduce or eliminate negative impacts and create positive impacts on our climate and natural environment. Key elements of green building. First element is site planning and design. Design a suitable site to fit into the surrounding neighborhood and work with natural features so as to improve your building. Next one is community. This community is a main factor because we know whenever a building is constructed, it is giving the opportunity for neighbors to meet, establishing a sense of place and safety, also some creating spaces for pedestrians and kids, and this community is a main factor. Then third one is indoor air quality. Air quality is very important, mainly in the construction of green building. Then energy. Energy efficiency is the key to make your building a finely tuned and a good one. Materials. Use proper selection of green materials for the construction of green building. Waste. Reduce, reuse and recycle construction and demolition waste to cut cost and improve building quality. Water. Install water efficient appliances and plumbing fixtures. Then commissioning. Commissioning is the process of making sure that a building works right. Some of the examples of green building. First one is Energy Management Center, Trivandrum. It is a green energetic building. This Energy Management Center has successfully achieved the green building certification, which is gold. Another green building is Infosys Hyderabad. It has the largest area as LEED Platinum certified in the office space category. Its main key feature is water efficiency, energy efficiency, green power, efficient daylighting and biodiversity. Next topic is sustainable city. The definition of city varies from country to country depending on the population and the nature of human activities. From 2007 onwards, some 50% of the world population is living in urban areas. In certain calculation, it may reach 70% by 2050 because necessities like electricity, water supply, educational institutions and other services are more available in cities. But the most difficult part is the expansion of these facilities in tune with the population increase. Also, the rate of pollution and disposal of waste issues are more serious in cities. There comes the concept of sustainable cities. It is sometimes called eco-city, that is a city designed with consideration for social, economic and environmental impact and resilient habitat for existing populations without compromising the ability of future generations to experience the same. That means keep the definition of sustainability in sustainable city also. We have to consider the future generation. These cities are inhabited by people which are dedicated towards minimizing the required inputs of energy, water, food waste, output of heat, air pollution, etc. This eco-city concept was first coined by Richard Register in 1987 in his book Eco-City Berkeley, Building Cities for a Healthy Future. These are some of the features of sustainable cities. Resources and services in the city are accessible to all. Public transport is seen as a viable alternative. Public transport is safe and reliable. Walking and cycling is safe. Areas of open spaces are safe, accessible and enjoyable. Utilization of renewable sources of energy instead of non-renewable resources. Recycling of waste. New homes are energy efficient, that means energy efficient buildings or green buildings. Affordable housing, cultural and social amenities are accessible to all people. Some of the sustainable cities in Iceland, Canada, Finland, South Africa, California are shown here, and Sweden remains the world's most sustainable country. Sustainable urbanization. There is a migration or movement of people from rural to urban areas. It is calculated that 50% of the global population now lives in cities and urban areas. Here also the concept of sustainability is very important because sustainable urbanism focuses on promoting long-term viability by reducing consumption, waste and harmful impacts on people and place, but enhancing the overall well-being of both the people and place. In recent years, many development agencies and experts have begun to recognize the harmful effects, and this may have an urban health in developing countries. They are giving importance on urban health. So why this, or what is the significance of sustainable urbanization? Is there such a thing as sustainable urbanization? Mainly, we know there are some disparities between rich and poor, insecurity and social unrest, diversion of resources, and inability to cope with demand for services. So here the concept is we have to understand the urban challenges, or what are the challenges faced by urban areas. In order to prevent health threats, it is necessary to meet population growth with sustainable urban planning and some good infrastructure. Investment from both the public and private sector is required to moderate the impacts of urbanization, ensuring the expansion of healthy and inclusive urban communities. So the question is, why do people move from rural to urban areas? Mainly, the factors can be classified into two, that is push factor and pull factor. Push factor is some factors that encourage people to leave rural areas, mainly the factor related to economic or social conditions or environmental conditions or political conditions. And the pull factor is positive reasons or positive aspects that attract people to urban areas, just the opposite of push factor. And here also it is divided or it is classified as economic factor, because in urban areas we get more job opportunities, good money, and social factors, that means good education, good healthcare. Environmental factors, fine weather, nice environment. And political cases or political factor, that is good government, like that. Can we suggest some measures for making existing urban areas to move towards the goal of sustainable urbanization? Surely we can switch the existing urbanization towards the goal of sustainable urbanization. Some of the points are: the industries should be converted to clean and renewable energy sources, and thus managing the existing resources in a more efficient manner. Then another point is provide good water, proper sanitation, housing for urban residents. Then another point is plan some of the measures that should be implemented to contain some factors which is useful for the people. That means creating the path of sustainability. Then another case is improving the quality of air, quality of water, etc. Then the four pillars of sustainability, that is economic development, social development, environmental management, and effective urban governance. It should be integrated. Then in the construction case also, use energy efficient and low carbon buildings. Another point is we can suggest some smart energy generation facilities and utilize renewable sources of energy. Sustainable transport. The definition of sustainable transport is transport that meets current transport and mobility needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet these needs. That is, it is sustainable in terms of technology used, energy resources, and social impact. It makes a positive contribution to the environmental, social, and economic sustainability of the communities they serve. Because transport systems have significant impacts on the environment, accounting between 20% and 25% of world energy consumption. And the sustainable transport utilizes renewable or regenerated energy rather than fossil fuels, which is having some finite life expectancy. And we know the transportation system currently give rise to some main issues: emission of greenhouse gases, and also safety regarding pedestrians. Development of roads is not suitable with the huge increase in vehicle population, like that. So some of the factors should be considered for improving the current transportation system to the sustainable transportation system. We need a good planning for sustainability. Priority must be given to pedestrians or public transport usage rather than private vehicles. Also, give importance to public transportation system. Use vehicles that utilize the concept of hybrid energy principles. Facilities should be given, or priorities should be given for walking and cycling rather than the private utilization or private vehicles. And some of these factors should be considered for making the current transportation system to a sustainable one. Green engineering. We are all discussing topics which is related to the green one or green principle. The definition of green engineering can be stated as it is the design, commercialization and use of processes and products in a way that reduces pollution, promotes sustainability and minimizes risk to human health and the environment without sacrificing economic viability and efficiency. That is, it is the technology that doesn't just improve the environment but improves the quality of our lives and supports future economic stability. That means it benefits everyone. It reduces pollution, saves energy and improves the environment. These are some of the principles of green engineering. Conserve and improve natural ecosystems, use life cycle thinking, minimize the depletion of natural resources, prevent waste, etc. Some of the principles are there. Industrial ecology. Ecology can be defined as the study of interaction between non-living and living components of a system. We know in an ecosystem everything is interconnected and nothing leaves the system as everything is reused or recycled. Here in the industrial scenario or industrial context, we may think that there is an interconnection between the use of products manufactured and waste products generated. Simply we can say that industrial ecosystem which is made in relation with natural ecosystem recycles everything. And one of the main goals of industrial ecology is to find new industrial system that use fewer natural resources. This can be achieved by defining and implementing systems that reduces the consumption of raw materials such as coal, oil and water. And another goal of industrial ecology is to generate less waste. Or the most important concept of industrial ecology is it rejects the concept of waste. The consumption of energy and material is optimized and the waste of one process may serve as the raw material for another process. All these are concepts of ecology. Here mainly we can see that there are four factors: production, consumption, waste or byproduct, and the waste is utilized as a raw material for production and further it is recycled. So what are the different types of industrial ecology? First one, type 1 industrial ecology. Here the resources are consumed and harmful waste are disposed to the environment. Type 2 industrial ecology. Some waste are recycled or reused and other waste are disposed to the environment. And this type is similar to most of the present day industrial system. And next one is type 3 industrial ecology. Here energy and waste are constantly recycled and reused within the system, or sometimes we can say that it is a closed system which is working similar to the natural ecosystem. And some of the benefits of industrial ecology are there is some cost saving, increase the green image of industry among public, then recycling of waste among industries, minimizes the harmful environmental impacts, and we can keep good relation with other industries. Industrial symbiosis. Actually, this industrial symbiosis was coined in a small municipality of Kalundborg, Denmark, where a well-developed network of some industrial interactions was encountered. Here, the concept is industry and environment, which is exchanging materials, energy, or information in a mutually beneficial manner. It can be defined as an association between two or more industrial companies in which the waste or byproduct of one industry become raw material for another. The term symbiosis is built on idea of mutualism in biological communities. That means, by the concept of industrial symbiosis, there is a shift from end of pipe pollution like that. And also, normally in industries there is a linear system, but by the concept of industrial symbiosis, this system forms a circular one. It can be treated as similar to industrial ecology, or we can consider it as a subset of industrial ecology. That means, use the waste from one as raw material for another. I have referred mainly the text The Sustainable and Translational Engineering by Shibu Krishnan sir and Introduction to Sustainable Engineering by R.L. Rag, and referred some of the information from websites. Thank you.